Do you know that a prayer has an expiry date? You don't just get prayed for and think it is for a lifetime. A blessing needs to be refreshed. If you buy food and you don't put it in the fridge, it will rot quickly. But even if you put it in the fridge, it will eventually rot after a long time. If you go to a sangoma and he gives you muti, say begamina kuphela to make your girlfriend love you, that sangoma will tell you that this muti will work up until a period of 4 years. After 4 years, you must come back and refresh this thing, or else you are going to be surprised when your girlfriend tells you that I don't know what I saw in you if you don't come back and refresh that thing. It is like that in prayer. I'm going to read from the Bible so that you can understand that you don't just get prayed for and think you will go back and live life as you used to live your life. You need to stay in the Lord, or else your blessings will expire. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16. 3 times a year, all your men must appear before the Lord your God at the place he will choose. 3 times a year, you must appear before the Lord. Don't just get prayed for and think it is for a lifetime. You must appear before the Lord 3 times a year to refresh the blessing that you received. Luke chapter 4, verse 12 to 13. And Jesus answered him, it is said, you shall not put the Lord your God to the test. And when the devil has ended every temptation, he departed from him until an opportune time. Until an opportune time. Jesus defeated the devil after fasting 40 days and 40 nights. But it was not a permanent win because the devil found him after the Last Supper. He went into Judas Iscariot. When he found that opportune time, he destroyed Jesus Christ on the cross. So that fasting that he did and defeated the devil for 40 days and 40 nights was a temporary win. The devil waited for an opportune time. In the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 43 up until 45, when an unclean spirit has gone out of a person, it passes through waterless places seeking rest, but finds none. So when we take a demon out of you, when we take a sickness out of you, when we take a problem out of you, listen to what happens. This thing, it goes through waterless places seeking rest. This thing is a living thing. A problem is a living thing. It does not relax after it is taken out. It seeks rest. Then it says, I will return to my house from which I came. And when it comes, it finds the house empty, swept, and put in order. Then it goes and brings with it 7 other spirits more evil than itself. And they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that person is worse than the first. So now, after we have defeated a demon and taken it out of you, be it a demon of poverty, be it a demon of sickness, be it a demon of anger or a demon of lust, it does not go away permanently. It goes and looks for a place, and if it finds none, it says, I am going to go back to the house from which I came. Because a prayer is not permanent, the devil is always looking for an opportune time. Listen to the words of Jesus Christ in the book of John, chapter 15, starting from verse 4 up until verse 7. He says, abide in me and I in you. Abide in me. You need to stay in the Lord and he will stay in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. A lot of people went to a tent meeting and got prayed for and they got healed. But after the man of God closes the tent and goes to another place, after a couple of months, that person is sick again. And they say that man of God was a fraud. No, that guy did not abide in the Lord. Because you need to abide in the Lord so that the blessing can remain in you. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Apart from me, you cannot do anything. You have to stay in the Lord so that the blessings of God can keep on growing inside of you. You don't just get prayed for and think it is a permanent solution so you can go back to a sinful life. You need to keep that blessing in a refrigerator so that it will last for a long time. You need to appear before the Lord 3 times a year so that He can refresh His blessings. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers. He is thrown away like a branch and withers. Dinaka tsa o rweswa a di kgomarele tlhogo. And the branches are gathered and thrown into the fire and burned. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. Ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. Don't think that you can just come and say, in the name of Jesus Christ, things will happen if you do not abide in the Lord. You know, God is like the sun. If you go to the sun and stand in the sun for 5 hours, the more you stand in the sun, is the hotter you will get. If you stand in a refrigerator for a long time, it's the colder you will get. You need to stay in the presence of the Lord so that the blessings of the Lord can keep on coming. Jesus Christ used to pray for people, but whenever the energy was taken away from him, he would go to the mountain and be in the presence of the Lord for a long time before he comes back to the crowd. Because if you are far from God, you are becoming like the things that you are giving your attention to. You lose your godliness. So you need to refresh your blessings. Stay in the Lord and the Lord will stay in you. Khotso a e belele na.